Alright, so Bitcoin to be worth more than $250,000 in not too distant future. No, this is not a clickbait, guys. I will be breaking down the latest figures from Finder, a major product comparison website which has conducted a study to find out the future outlook of Bitcoin as its popularity grows. We will find out exactly what the figures are and the time frames as well, so this will be a good one. And also, before I proceed, a quick reminder that you can win big in my latest giveaway of the year. This is my December giveaway of Crypto Corner. Three big prizes to be won. Ledger Nano S being the top prize. Also $50 worth in ADA Cardano tokens and $50 worth in Solana tokens are up for grabs. Make sure that you like each of my videos, you comment on each of my videos, and of course you are a subscriber to this channel to qualify for the win. I will be announcing the winners at the end, at the last episode for this year, so make sure that you catch that one too. Now let's get started with the price predictions. You're watching Crypto Corner. So Finder conducted another study. 50 of fintech specialists, including asset managers, executives of crypto exchanges and wallets and other service providers, crypto analysts, professors and lecturers at universities. Among various topics on the panel was also the price of Bitcoin and what it will be at the end of this year and also a few years from now. So first, the longer term predictions for Bitcoin, they look really bold. By the end of 2025, the panelists expect Bitcoin to skyrocket to an average of $250,000, while in 2030, this figure jumps to an unbelievable $5 million. It is worth mentioning that the survey was done in October, and compared to the results from the previous two surveys conducted earlier this year, the amount is going down. Back in April, the sentiment was much more bullish and bold, with a predicted $360,000 price tag for 2025. This amount dropped to $318,000 after the May-June correction that showed everyone that Bitcoin is still not safe from market manipulation and that sell-offs and capitulations are still a thing. And now the figure has dropped even more, this time to just about $250,000, which is 12% lower than the prediction made in April. Regardless of all that, the prediction is 61% higher than their prediction from December 2020, when the expected price was below $200,000. And why am I showing you this? Well, it's good to be able to put things into perspective. In this case, I'm talking about the macro picture. Zoom out and look at the long-term projections and what is most likely to happen. With the insane money printing that was going on last year and continued throughout this year as well, the fiat currencies are devaluating faster than ever before, and I'm talking about the currencies of the first world countries. Of course, there are even worse cases when we look at places like Venezuela or even Turkey or Iran, for instance, where currencies are dropping in value on a daily basis. But these are extreme examples, and I'm actually talking about the strong currencies like the dollar, the British pound, even the euro. For most of us, these are the money that we know and use, so devaluation in these currencies will have a ripple effect throughout the world, not just on a local basis. With that, as we know, Bitcoin's hard cap of 21 million coins will not change, and the fundamentals only get stronger with each new upgrade to the network, like Taproot, for instance, which I reported about, that brings smart contract capabilities to Bitcoin and opens the door to loads more layer 1 and layer 2 applications to be built for Bitcoin. So the future looks brighter than ever, and while the predicted price for 2025 has been reduced by some 12% from the figure quoted back in July's study, it's interesting to see that the 2030 price prediction has in fact jumped by $1 million, from 4.2 million quoted back in April to 5.2 million quoted now in this latest study. And a quick disclaimer for you guys here, just to remind you again, I'm not a financial advisor, so my views here are not financial or investment advice. These are personal opinions and my personal commentary on the market movement so that I can help you with your own research. This is for educational purpose only. Now let's discuss the current price and what's been projected for the end of this year. The majority of panelists, 61%, said Bitcoin is currently undervalued, and on average the panel expected the price of the cryptocurrency at the end of this year, 2021, to reach 66,284 per coin. This is much more reasonable price tag considering that previous expectations were going for 90,000 and even up to 160,000, according to Morpher CEO Martin Fröhler, who was the most bullish expert on the panel back in April. He said that adoption by corporations and institutional investors paired with a loose monetary policy and high asset inflation will propel Bitcoin to six figures before the end of 2021. The next halving cycle will see increased adoption of Bitcoin as a legal tender by developing countries, and until 2030 Bitcoin will have replaced gold as global reserve asset. In all fairness, despite his price tag being well off for this year, he had some valid points in regards to developing countries' appetite for Bitcoin as a legal tender. He was talking about this way before we heard the news about El Salvador, which became the first country to add Bitcoin as a legal tender just a few months ago. So although the 160,000 price tag by the end of this year is definitely not going to happen, I see that other panelists, including CoinFlip founder and chief advisor Daniel Polotsky, are predicting $80,000 and defend their bullish predictions to Bitcoin slowly dethroning gold as a store of value. So yet again, my own prediction of $80,000 is defended by the panelists. They say Bitcoin is set to peak at $80,021 to be precise in 2021 before ending the year at 71,415. The number is roughly 8% higher than the panelists' end of year prediction back in July and 37% higher than that predicted back in December 2020. 54% of the panel thinks that hyper-Bitcoinization is the most obvious future. This term refers to the moment that Bitcoin overtakes global finance, and they project this to happen by 2050. 29% think it will happen as soon as 2035, and an additional 20% see it happening by 2040. Yet again, the projected figures for end of 2030 price of Bitcoin as of right now, $5,237,082 per Bitcoin. As of July 2021, the figure was standing at $4,287,591 per Bitcoin. Still, either of these figures seem pretty high to me. Let's see how it happens. So if you're considering buying Bitcoin, the most important points to remember are to do your own research always and to make yourself familiar with all the risks involved. I talked about all of this in my book, Learn Crypto. This is the ultimate beginner's guide. I mean, if you are a beginner in cryptocurrencies, if you're just getting involved or you're still just curious, then make sure that you grab a copy because I explained there all the fundamentals, including also all the mistakes that people make, my personal mistakes that I've made, so that you can avoid making this. You know, when you're getting involved with cryptocurrencies and you're investing for the first time and then you see the price fluctuations and then you might decide to sell at the wrong time. Many people do that, including in this latest correction. Many people were selling at the wrong time. So it's important to know how the cycles work and how the markets are being moved and everything. All of this and much more are in my book. Make sure that you grab a copy and you get familiar with what is it that you're actually investing in. Basically, what I'm saying is that this is possibly the best investment that you can make, but Bitcoin is not the only one. If cryptocurrencies can continue their push into the mainstream and achieve widespread acceptance, not only among consumers, but also from governments around the world, then this could mean that very big things are going to happen to Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrencies. Don't forget that the cryptocurrency sphere is increasingly crowded, and Bitcoin is sure to face plenty of threats to its title as the world's #1 cryptocurrency from a host of well-known and professionally backed other competitors. Even if not dethroned from the top spot, Bitcoin is still challenged all the time, and Ethereum, its strongest competitor, keeps outperforming it. For the past 2 years, 2020 saw Ethereum's growth twice more than that of Bitcoin, in percentage value of course, and this year so far is even more remarkable. While Bitcoin's recorded less than 100% price increase since the beginning of this year, Ethereum sits at 432%, which is almost 4 times bigger ROI than that of Bitcoin, and new projects like Solana have gained insane 10,000% gains. which is also why I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist, and I always feature new projects, cool projects here on this channel to place on your radar. So make sure that you are subscribed and you are following, and also you have the notifications bell enabled, please. This episode of Crypto Corner is sponsored by Bityard, an exchange that I have been using for well over a year already. They operate in 150 countries with licenses in USA, Estonia and Singapore, and provide spot and leveraged trading on numerous assets. Not only they have loads of cryptocurrencies, including some of the newest coins to hit the market, but also derivatives such as crude oil, precious metals, gold, silver and more, stocks such as Nasdaq and MiniDAO, and they offer up to 100x leverage on many of these markets. What I find very useful is that on spot trading they separate cryptocurrencies in groups like DeFi tokens or proof of stake tokens or tokens from the Grayscale Trust portfolio or Binance Smart Chain tokens and so on. This makes it easier when I want to focus only on a specific category of tokens, and they keep adding more and more assets. They have tripled the list of supported coins since I started using this exchange, so there's a much better choice already. In terms of security, they keep the majority of their funds in cold storage, with only a smaller portion in hot wallets that are used to pay withdrawals, and all withdrawals are manually approved during working hours only, so there's less risk of violations or exploits. They offer a copy trading service, so users that aren't very experienced can take advantage of those who are more skilled and make profits by copying their trades in an automated and uncomplicated way. You can go through the stats for each trader and choose what amount to allocate to them, and you can choose multiple traders to copy at the same time. You can use it on a desktop or mobile. Their app is on both Android and iOS, so it's easy to use it on the go as well. As I said, I've been using this exchange a lot throughout the past year, and the customer service team is very responsive, unlike many other exchanges where I've had to wait for days and weeks sometimes to get any response. Bityard has a live chat service, so you can find assistance pretty fast. They also offer up to $258 in various bonuses for new users, so grab the invite link from the description below to register and find out more. Alright, well, this wraps up today's episode of Crypto Corner, everyone. Thanks for staying until the end. I hope this brings you value, and if it did, please share it with someone else who will benefit from watching this. Also, show your support by leaving a like and a comment below. This will help the algorithms pick up this video so it can reach more people. Also, make sure that you check out the links in the description below, where I list all of my top crypto services, exchanges, wallets, my top charting tools for market analysis, and my 2 ebooks, Learn Crypto, the ultimate beginner's guide to investing in cryptocurrencies, where I share with you everything I've learned in my 6 years in this industry, including the many mistakes that I've made, so you can avoid repeating those. And Crypto Jargon A to Z. This is a complete crypto dictionary with over 1,000 terms, acronyms and trading slang that you should know. It's an Amazon bestseller, and it's now in its 3rd edition and at a very low price as well. If you want to be on my mailing list and receive my bi-weekly crypto newsletter where I share with you market insights, the link is also in the description below. Trade carefully and stay profitable.